Hi, hello, hi. Hello. Hello, Mr. Artillery Train. Fancy seeing you here. Haven't seen you here before. How you doing today? The train's been very busy, eliminating biters. So I don't have to when I'm trying to do other things. Oh, hi. Spellmaster, how you doing? I thought about tagging you especially, but I didn't this time. This time. So I have an artillery train now. I've been using it to clear out biters and do all that fun stuff. That was in part so this could finish doing its thing, which it's finished doing its thing. Now that I have artillery, really want. Where is it? Where is it? I thought I saw it. There it is. I want this because not only does it have atomic bombs, it has nuclear nuclear artillery shells. I really want that. You haven't really missed that much. I've just been using the artillery to clean out the biters. So, and and also plan things out. And not much has really otherwise changed. So yeah, we need fun toys basically. Following on from that, we need more range, which means space science, which means I need a rocket silo. Also want green belt too. Which means also needing quantum computers and singularity labs, I think too. I don't actually remember. I do need the tech card. That's the important thing. Also nuclear trains, because that sounds like fun. So yeah, base is more or less the same. Oh yeah, also, so two things I need right now. One is a rocket silo. Two is mineral water to progress. Both very important. Now though, go up there. And actually occurred to me as well, I could do an enable disable system on the nuclear. If you have a big enough farm of accumulators, you can actually trigger reactors to turn off and on. I have done it before. Well, I did do it before a very long time ago. But it can be very, lack of a better term, finicky. So the other thing that I did at the end of last time was I added some bots and a robo network here to bring the fuel across and send the spent fuel back. Unfortunately, when I released the bots, they did start inserting these, so it is actually preheated, but that's fine. For now, just going to chuck it in, turn it on, and away it goes. I did also test it, and I also plugged the water in as well. This was the build that I did actually do last time, or at least it's a very close approximation of. So that's a thing. Yeah, that's all heating up now. Excellent. That'll heat up, do its thing, and that means power is fine forever. We've got an extra 1.5 gigawatts now, which makes me happy. And that is also, yeah, that's slowly grinding through stuff. While we're on the way back, so the original plan, the sort of broad plan that I had for this base was some kind of rail bus type megabase, something like, probably like, similar to what Colonel Will does with the bidirectional thing. I've been wanting to do one of those, at least modded either this or Factorio Extended. Or vanilla, although I did sort of test it in vanilla and I wasn't happy with the results. I need to actually fix the test one that I did in the old Megabase, the oil one that I did. It's a bit of a mess. Oh yeah, some modules did appear in things too, here and there. A few things got upgraded here and there. Modules have been making themselves in the background, and I rearranged these a little bit. I had a bit of a think as to how these are meant to look, and this is a bit. It just has a single one in the center, and it's not quite as it's better. It's not perfectly ratioed. It's better ratioed. Like it's 1, 2, 3, and a bit I think into one. In theory, you could I could like speed one the outer one. I think it's speed one the outer ones, or is it speed one the inner ones and then speed two the outer ones? Something like that, anyway. Something like that, and then it works out. Oh yeah, I also did some science. I did a science. I did some research. The superior inserters, they have a lot less throughput than what I thought they did. I did the calculation from the rotation speed, which I don't normally do because it's kind of jank. And apparently it's only 45, 44, 45, I think the number came out to be, items a second, which is, there might have actually been only 43. It was somewhere between 43 and 45. So it's equivalent to an express loader. I actually thought it was going to be equivalent to the green loaders, which were, what were they, 60. So I thought it was going to be around 55, 60. Because it was double rotation speed, so 27-ish. I suppose 27 is a bit over 40. A bit over 50, sorry. Items a second, because the rotation speed is exactly double that of the stack inserter. But yeah, it's quite a lot less. Disappointed then? No, not necessarily disappointed. You're going to be disappointed in the heist, I imagine. I was just surprised it was so much lower than what I thought it would be. So yeah, the express loaders are the way to go, or better. And definitely the superior and then the purple ones, whatever they're called. What are they called? I'll just call them purple. Superior. What were these called? Better? Advanced. Better and betterer, I guess. Hey, Cloud, how you doing? So yeah, these are definitely the way to go for moving things in a hurry. The purple loaders. I did actually do some time trials as well, testing. I had a little combinator circuit, and it enabled a superior inserter for nearly 60 seconds. I think it was off by 2 or 3 or 4 ticks, possibly a bit more. But that test only came out at 40 items a second, chest to chest throughput. So yeah, the superior inserter is, as it turns out, not that superior. Um, so that was an eye opener. You know, to build the supply depot. Which one? Oh, is that like the this sort of thing, or the this sort of thing? Oh, this gained a few more modules as well. Oh, also, I've been making use of the names in game. So bonus can, since you were first, you're now the dispenser of vitamin A supplements for the biders. That's the only one I thought of so far. Seeing as though I've been dispensing vitamin A to the biders already, I figured that was a useful use for the name in game. Oh, it also turns out, previous, I think it was last time, I was talking about how I had an alternate version of the ME. Apparently, I'd already built one, and there's a blueprint right there. And so this one has everything in a single row, and all the combinators. All the combinators are below the machine, the Kajiga machine. That's a different component of it. The only thing is, it doesn't have the lights. I think it fails on that part. Yeah, so it's the same basic thing. Oh, Colonel Will crap. Wow, that's an old blueprint. That's plastic from Factorio Extended, I think. That is a smelter from the 8K base. That's old. That's Factorio Extended Solar. That's the book for the 36K base. Wow, that's from like 2018, I think. No, yeah, it's basically unusable. So at this point, because it has no lights. That is what I was getting to. So going back on topic, I need rocket silo, which apparently I don't have researched. Do I? I do have it researched. Am I all Captain Blindy? Come Captain Blindy. Or are they... Is Crestoria moved it back? Yeah, Crestoria moved it back to there, that's why. Okay. Have a drum counter. Ah, they knew you were coming. Veldak tipped you off. Tipped them off. Definitely, what happened. I love that. Alright, you're going to make me a silo or two. What I'll do is, it'll craft one, wait for it to back up, then I'll cancel the request and just let it make as many more as it can. Now, to make a rocket, first thing we need is... Well, silo. But we also need the products to yeet out of the silo. Thankfully, we already have two of them right here. I can move this crap out of the way. That. There's low densities, there's rocket fuel. All I need is control units. Oh yeah, I also upgraded everything to blue belt. 27. It's been at least 27 skull drummings. Alright. There's Veldak. Yeah, so we'll do this for some control units. What are we doing for control units in this? Are we doing anything fancy? No, just processing and speed modules. So, one of you into two of you. Okay. That is conveniently easy. I'm gonna push that to one side. Because this means I can just do the standard build that you would normally do, which is a 1 to 2. That. I'm also going to chuck 3 and 1 in, just for good measure as well. Go there, you're outputting there. It's just 1 and 1, it sure is. So 1 and 1. I suppose if I really wanted to think about what I was doing, do that. Have a thingy go up there, a thingy down there, and a thingy up there if I wanted to put more on the other side, which I probably want to do. Thingy there. There and there. There you go, now I can have it in the middle. Ah, I can't have it in the middle. The my mind is conflicted on all the different arrangements that it could possibly be. Oh dear. That comes down there, goes somewhere. There we go. Should be right now. 2, 3, boop, boop, boop. Something like that. You're going to want the silo somewhere. Actually, I'm probably going to want to do that and then flip it and reverse it. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah. Bring the EU across. And we'll bring EU across. Like so. At some point I will lay the belts correctly. You want green circuits and components. A lot of these recipes will be different, so I'm going to have to double check them. There, you loop over to there. There. And this one's going to be processing units and speed ones, which is already there. Processing units will need to come down the line, down the line. Grabbing the red ones. I have to paint the base in blue belt at some point. That up. Alright, so the trick to this one is if I can paint the belt the right way round. And there, and there. Then I'm going to want processing units to go up that. I suppose I don't really need second belt. It's not that many. It's kind of redundant. Because yeah, it's I had it in my head that it was 2 products, but it's not necessary. Yeah, more like it. Put that there, but I'm not going to. That's. I know how to fix this problem. See, substations cure all problems. Can't make up your mind what you want, just throw a substation down. It just fixes everything. Almighty substation, cleanses all. I was so inclined, I could even use a filter decon, but in the time it takes me to set it up, I could have done it already. What's the goal in this playthrough? Okay, so for this one, I want to build a kind of what we'd call a rail bus, Megabase, which has an initial target of 5,000 science a minute, which is 1 purple belt. It's a much more modest goal than what I would normally do, but I kind of want to go a little bit, aim a little bit lower, then go up from there. Damn right, place the substation. I think these will actually lead a little bit too. Yeah, 1.3 versus 1.1. So one of them, that pulls up to 1.8. And a single one, 1.5. That's what we want. Just really min-maxing the crap out of this build. I don't know why, but I am. Historically, it's shown to be a good idea too. I've known from many past experiences that, at least with the early game bases, you don't really want to push. You really want to make use of productivity, and you don't want to push the builds too hard because you don't really have the production and the supply maintain it all. Module grind and all that fun, amazing stuff. There's no real reason for me to do that other than making something a little bendy looking. Yeah, that should start making some rocket control units. Yeah, see, the circuit supply is kind of dead at the minute. Presumably the iron supply is a little sad, apparently. Oh, it's all going into steel, that's why. Thing I was saying about, don't really want to push the base too hard. That is exactly the point right there. Where the hell am I going? I have no idea. I am trying Defined as the rocket silo assembly machine, which should have assembled a rocket silo by now, and it has. Clear out all that. That grab my rocket silo. It is not a lot of iron right there. As far as trains go, I think a standard 416 does the job. Something that that's been my go-to for a fair while now. In a sim in Factorio, had a plan, then create a cleared action. I don't fully 100% understand quite what that means, but okay. I'm trying to... the brain wheels are turning, but not seeing... Yeah? You go there and you go there. Pop all that in there, and... that button. I don't have access to the satellite yet, which is you, where I need... I got 1, 2, 3. I just need the radar and the solar panels and accumulators to finish that off. Also, this crap doesn't do anything anymore. I don't even know what I was trying to do with this crap, even. Oh, the Sims? Oh, that Sims. Walked over the smelter and forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah. That's, I mean, I do that normally anyway. It's like business as usual. Also, why haven't I got more of them? Explosive. Oh, you need a grenade. That's an oddly specific thing you need. I have to fix that. It also reminds me, so... remember how I was grumbling about I needed the quarry drill? Yeah, so there was a module that I didn't paste down somewhere from when I copied the thing out. There it is. Quarry drill's right there. This was this other separate little half module. Yeah, quarry drill's right there. So I have quarry drills now. You need a grenade. You're requesting... okay, you are actually requesting grenades. Oh, it makes sense because I pulled it from the other map. Oh. You doing nothing. Okay. Your grenades now. If I can see them. Oh, there they are. You know, it's a big pineapple pine cone looking thing. It's kind of hard to miss. There. Easily mistaken for the other thing. 10 coal, 5 iron plate. So 10 coal, 5 iron plate. Do I even have coals in the network? Probably not. This is just running entirely off of what I've thrown in at the network. I mean, it's possible it is in the network, mind you. It is possible. Oh, some beacons might have found their way around that to speed that up. It's just all these little things that I've done to try and speed things up as I was trying to do biter killing. Annoyingly, I'm going to have to pick up all this goop at some point. Potentially. Well, maybe not out there. I also love that there's just these random tendrils in it. Somewhere there should be, yeah, there's like spiders that are sort of half absorbed into it. That's not the worst one. There's a particular, oh yeah, there, yeah, you can see there's a sort of guts all sort of, and sinew all sort of oozing out of that one. Oh, there's an even bigger biter there. There's tongues poking out. But it's all sort of covered in that sort of infested sinew, and there's giant gaping holes in it. I feel like this has changed a little bit since last time. So I think the biter graphics hadn't changed. Yeah, they had. Yeah, version 18 there was newer biter graphics. Right, we're 98% of the way to atomic bomb. So that pertains to this lot here. So we want some heavy rockets there. 99%. So in here, we're going to want to start requesting like 50 of them and like 500 of them. Because I am requesting 500 regular artillery as well. There and there. Fortunately, I don't have the rocket control units in the network yet, nor do I have the rocket fuel. But it's, it's a thought that counts. Just all the stuff flying away. Thankfully, I've got the power to absorb the spike in, or the power generation to absorb the spike in power now. What is that green? Why am I zooming in and out? I don't know. Just both of these, they need to be better. Betterer. They're doing. Oop, not a speed 1, a speed 3. Ammo. There we go. I assume may work better with power? Probably works better with power, yeah. Generally, most things in the game work better with power. That should bring it into line with the rest. Probably be a similar story with this crap too. I mean, this thing is still very much running on its original setup. Let's just paint the lot. Let the base bots figure the rest out. And just stop zooming in and out too. Make you all seasick. There we go. Happy now, it's powered again. So, cranking out a rocket. I'm gonna oop, that was actually very necessary. Rearrange the tech tree a little bit. And there. Zoom that, grab that. What else do we need? Needs and wants. So many needs, so many wants. Braking force. Biters work better. Biters are completely unhampered without power, which is a concern. Where aren't you going? Because you don't have an inserter, that's why. I see a consistent flaw going on in this build. Don't know if you've noticed a pattern yet. I mean, you probably noticed a pattern and you're ripping your dick off, screaming at the screen, telling me that I missed inserters. But you should be happy now. You should be appeased that I fixed it. Also, I have 69 cliff explosives. Shall celebrate by finding a cliff and blowing it up. I was also openly directing that to any VOD viewers as well, that they noticed the inserter. What? Oh, right. Inserters. I'm looking at the wrong side. It's you. You lot aren't doing things. Oh, you need more belts. Oh, right, because... yeah, you're not going to make a lot of belts with that much iron coming through. Seeing as it's all going to steel. I feel like at this stage I should probably start thinking about some kind of maybe not mega smelting, but some kind of large-scale smelting operation. I mean, there's plenty of other things to do first, however. Least of which is not mineral water. Oh, speaking of pump jacks and mineral water and stuff, so one of the changes in Factorio is it gives you the option that oil depletes. And so the oil patch that I tapped into is starting to deplete now. So I've got to think about expanding oil. Thankfully, it's already on train, so that's quite straightforward to do. But anyway, I'm going to change that up a little bit and pop, dang it, pipes on the second row, on the train row. Seeing as though mineral water's literally just a short walk up here. Just have a transcontinental pipeline to bring it back. It literally goes straight down. The mineral water is needed for... where is it? Because one of the things I need is a lithium sulfur battery, which needs lithium chloride, which needs mineral water and hydrogen chloride. I walked right past it while I was rambling on. Need that blueprint that I had ages ago. Just spam. It was like a giant circle of pump jacks, and you could just place it on an oil patch, and because it's just a giant blueprint of pump jacks, it pastes on every oil puddle perfectly in like one click. Amazing. That rotation. The 200 IQ. Whoever came up with it is definitely 200 IQ. Unfortunate part is you still got to go through the hassle of rotating all the pipes and putting everything down and all that pain in the ass. Blueprint somewhere, exclamation mark BP, and it'll take you to the GitHub of blueprint books. At some point I need to organize it and maybe put some more words down, but it's just a repository. It's really just a replacement for the paste bin at this point. Seeing as though Pastebin decided to delete them all. I ran out of pipe, aren't I? So the main ones that are there are the track segments, train stops, the belt module, these modules which I've been using for 1 billion years, and the ME. I think the reactor, yeah, the reactor's there too. I tend not to do mod stuff, blueprints, because they're surprisingly fickle things. Like one game update and they stop working. Really annoying. Learned that lesson the hard way with Factorio Extended. Yep. ME, what is it? 5.3 should be there. One of my other to-do lists is to have it automatically assemble the thingy prints, the track blueprints. Whenever update 1, it's a pain in the ass to manually go through and sort it all out. So what I want to do is have everything as individual blueprints, then have the book assemble automatically every time one part of it's updated. I haven't fully figured out how to do that yet, though. It was meant to be a lockdown learning exercise for GitHub. But that never happened. It'd be a neat feature to have. GitHub can certainly do it. You can add hooks for when you do commits that it can execute scripts. I know it's possible. Brrr. Now that's quite slow. It's slowed down a lot now. Well, you know what that means. Something slow, add more of it. And then add more of it again. Then your problem is solved forever. With no foreseeable drawbacks. You can just infinitely drain light oil and iron plate without any consequences. Buy more pipe? Yes, I do. I've got to find the pipe. There it is. Supposed to... Oh, I did it wrong. I didn't double it and then double it. I only tripled it. I didn't double it and double it again. I didn't quadruple it. So mineral water needs to come down to here, where I've already actually built this build, so there's really nothing to it. It legitimately is nothing to it. So we take the starting from to make the hell was it called? Lithium chloride. You need hydrogen chloride and mineral water. That's why we needed the mineral water. And that comes from hydrogen and water, hydrogen and chlorine, which is made by electrolyzing sand and water. So we electrolyze sand and water into chlorine and hydrogen. Then we bung it in the chemical plant, glue it back together again into hydrogen chloride. Then we mix it with some mineral water, and apparently it then makes lithium. So wherever that pipe went, we plug that in there. So that makes a lithium chloride, which in turn we go to the electrolysis plant, say there, which then combines, by the power of combining water and lithium chloride, into lithium. Boppity boopity bop. That into there. Oh, do you make chlorine as an output? I hadn't actually looked that far ahead. That's potentially problematic. But we'll see how we do. And for now, just copy and paste a whole bunch of these. Maybe without all the I'll just pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, you can go to there. That'll do for you. I'll make it now lithium. Where's the chlorine there? Spit the chlorine back out and around. now it has lithium, which in turn we can make lithium sulfur batteries. Probably the way I'm going to do it is throw it into a provider chest like so. Ooh, you got beers now. What are you? Oh, you're trying to go into those. Screw that. There was... Yeah, you're trying to go into green, and that's never going to happen. I don't have any crafting, so that's why it's never going to happen. Are we there yet? Oh, just now. Just in time. I not have... What I made some... I made more electrolysis. I would expand the factory, but apparently I'm not making any more electrolysis plants. So why aren't you... Oh, you're components. It's a lack of this crap, isn't it? And the crap I'm referring to is this crap. Yeah, they're not all running because it's not getting the... Oh, it's not getting glass. That I didn't expect. I mean, the ad hoc, barely thought out glass isn't... Oh, that's max... that's a max belt, actually. Well, you know what that means. We just mindlessly paint some of these down then. And then I discover I've inadvertently belt weaved somewhere when I was cramming all this crap in. Because that'll always happen. Problem is, I'm really just trying to avoid planning out bigger smelting and crap now. Apparently I need a lot of crushers too. Until I do auto trashing? Yes. For some reason I have this habit of just never setting auto trash. Why does steel have priority output? So iron, or this is iron plate, and it's being forced directed into steel smelting. So yeah, one of the lanes of iron is dedicated purely for steel smelting. Where is it? Researched it yet. That's why. Yes. You typed it in between. Well, I mean, you dodged the skull drumming, I must admit. So there is that. Bring me my thingies. Oh, also you're not moduled. Anyone? Apparently you're only one that wasn't moduled. Eh, whatever. Okay. You? Silicon, steel, glass. Oh, you're a pain in the butt. soy. It also takes like an annoying quantity of this stuff too. Like an actually annoying quantity. Do I work out what to do and how to do it as you play along? When I get into the more later stages, I'll actually do proper planning out. But at this stage of the game, it's not really worth doing actual maths. See, I'm gonna keep doing now that I'm conscious of it. I'm gonna passive aggressively just never set up auto trash now. Actually, I will set up one auto trash. So where is it? I even set it? I don't think I did. You can go next to fish then. You, 50 and 50. I mean, you built says probably unnecessary, completely honest. What was the other one? Iron plate. I do have a Factorio lab thing calculated out for the final base. So the goal is 5,000 science a minute. Oh yeah, you're by bots. Gonna make it delivered by bots. Can do that, that. Then I'm gonna want a requester, and then a squirter, a blue squirter even. Then those things. There we go. That's those done. Was there, yeah, there was Immersite solar panels. I was just thinking, is there an advanced level 2? Yes, yes there was. Yeah. Pop, pop, and pop. Now we're crafting. Throw that there. Then after that, a splitter. You're going to filter one of them, I guess, solar panels. Then we're going to have 2 passive providers. Wherever those went. There they are. There. And I'm going to shove them in the hole. Actually, seeing as I went to the trouble of doing that, let's do that. And wherever the hell they went this time, tech cards on me. They can go in the grinder. There they are. And you won't see them eventually. Eventually. Glass, silicon, steel, and circuit. So this can be steel and circuit. And because I can't really be bothered, go there. Do that. I just need... Apparently I'm walking drunk. Deal? That's... Right, we're halfway there. May or may not be living on a prayer. Silicon and glass. Where the hell did I put glass? Oh, there it is. Now I just need silicon. You take... Yeah, that's the lumpy silicon there. The lumps of silicon can come down. One, two, three. Might as well use this lane here. So yeah, for this early in the playthrough, I'll always just wing it. In the not too distant future though, we will start making use of Factorio Lab. I mean, you can tell how little effort I'm putting in by how well how well ordered the base is right now. Really pulling out all the stops here. Hey, you're going to start making me some solar panels. Excellent. Excellent. Right, let's plop that down. Oh yeah, I don't have the text still. That would help. What was it? It was solar panel accumulator, processing unit, and thingies. Put this in the hotbar as well. So you, let's say 5 of you, 50 of you, and 50 of you. Yeah, just make one do one and one do the other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be it. 2, 6. Oh, okay, it doesn't need control units, never mind. That changes things a little bit. In fact, harder move would be to move that out the way. Then I can have one dip under the other. That, and this one swing around there like so. And that isn't a horrendous tangled web of tangliness. Totally fine. Don't even have any on my inventory. How are you doing? You are a little light in the old... Oh yeah, you're missing iron. Okay. It's beautiful. It's a work of art, isn't it? Right, next step. I want a quarry drill. Well, maybe not that many quarry drills. Need a few quarry drills. Excellent. We're gonna go on an adventure. Coming through. Oh yeah, this is running on solid fuel now too. This also needs switching over. I dropped the tanks there to remind me. So what I immediately did is forget. So something's probably desperately running out of uric acid right now. when I say something, I mean presumably this is completely starved of sulfuric acid. Yep, it's completely starved of sulfuric acid. Excellent, excellent. This just doubles. So instead of holding 50k, it now holds. Well, these hold 25k. Two of them is 50k. So now it's doubled to 100k. So it just holds a whole lot more. Go all the way up there. Which probably actually explains a lot as well. Seem to be any faster with that. Oh, yeah, there's a whole lot of other little things just been happening here and there in the background. It's fine. I was experimenting with the stuff. Oh, there's a rock in the way. I was like, why isn't that placing? That makes no sense. Yeah, there's a rock in the way. There's actually, I didn't notice it, but there's actually a puddle over here too. Plug that in while we're at it. Yeah, something like that. So the way these things work is they just spit out like a normal mining drill. For some reason I was thinking they were like a chest. Then I saw the arrow, I was like, no, that can't be right. And they just spit out stuff like a mining drill. On the other side. Stupid rock. Alright, so we want some loaders. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need to double up on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chests. 1, 2. Like that. And more loaders. Good grief, more loaders. And then, in it goes, if these were pointing the right way. So now we're mining immersite. There we go. Now we're mining immersite. Da, ba, da, ba, da. Not entirely sure how I managed that, but I managed it. Bore witness to whatever the hell I managed to do there. The backwards loaders? I wouldn't be surprised. I'll just slap this down. Here. Boppity boop, yep. And that and that and that and that. There we go. I mean, realistically, that's kind of excessive. It's not like it's coming in any great hurry. It's sort of mines on autopilot. These stack in 200s? Yes, they do. Right, so that's gonna cook away. Turn to base. Then we're gonna find 1, 2, 1. At least for now. That'll do. currently I don't have anywhere for it to go. Hello, train. Oop, and let's not go. Let's not try and walk backwards into that train too. Apparently, it has abundance of gas. I have an abundance of gas and a shortage of sulfuric acid. Apparently, I'm beacon this at some point too. I was that impatient with it. I think it might be telling me something. There is it's entirely possible there is not enough sulfuric acid being made. Entirely possible that this oil base has very much outstripped its usefulness as well. What is it making? That's not... You are. So we're making 8,000, now it's making 9, 10... 9.6 to 11, so about 10k a minute making of sulfuric acid. Oh, it's almost filled up. Yeah, it's doing its thing. It's a thingy thing. Yeah, that thing. Got plenty. Oh, you were chlorine. Yeah. Carry on then. So, the next step in immersite processing is grinding it up into powder, which in turn makes sand. Tiny Mind can't play it. It's one of those things where it's as complicated as you want it to be. Like myself and a lot of people do tend to really push it to its limits, but you don't have to go that crazy. Generally, the game boils down to you never have enough iron. If there's something short, it's probably not making enough iron. Hey, Murray, how you doing? Long time no see. I'm doing alright. I've been sick for the last week, and finally feeling better though. Now that I think about it, I didn't even think about it earlier, because I was finally... I guess because we went into the weekend that I didn't even think about it. Okay. Electrolyzer. Electromolyze. Fixing the current 2K science space, the train lines a mess. Automation of everything overwhelms. Yeah. It's, the trick is to build, spread yourself out, build, whatever you're building, make it, drop down in a row. I think this is probably, circuits here is a good example. So the things you want coming in go down, the thing you want to spit out goes up. It's sort of logical and understandable. You don't have to, like with the circuits, you don't have to do all the funny ratios. So I do this in the vanilla game as well. You know, one lot of copper wire into one circuit. It's technically it's not like the perfect ratio, but it's good enough. And it works. As I say, like, can go nuts, or you could just keep it simple. How long time? You've been very busy. Yeah, I also haven't been on much in like the last year as well. I was actually looking at the YouTube video VODs, and I hadn't done anything in like, I think since, yeah, April last year. So, that was a thing. So yeah, these are all going up onto YouTube as well as VODs. Except for the first episode, which is now the prologue episode, if I ever find it. But I think it's gone forever. Not entirely sure where it went, but it's gone. I can't find it. I'm also procrastinating again. So we need to grind up the imersite into imersite powder, which makes apparently it makes, I'd forgotten about this, but it makes a phenomenal quantity of sand, to the point where you don't even really need to grind up stone anymore. And then we need nitric acid and sulfuric acid. And it's on. Oh yeah, they're on. It just been so in between last time and this time, I provided them with some vitamin A supplements. A whole lot of vitamin A supplements. And that's just sort of kept them busy for a little while. Oh, that reminds me. One thing I do recommend you do is when you're setting up a map, turn off expansion. It is way less annoying if expansion is off. I came down here for something and I forgot what it was. Oh, right. I wanted to see. Wait, you're ready. I'm just that boring. Night Vision 2. Ah, yeah, you need the actual crystal. I mean, when expansion is on, all I do is just go there and then turn that on, turn on the green circles, and then all you do is just place things down to disable the green circles around the base, and then they never expand. Turn on rampant. You can actually see where the expansion parties are too, with this. But yeah, you can exploit the expansion chunks. So if that's what we used to do before expansion, turning off expansion was an option, is to just exploit the circles to stop them expanding. Now, what was I doing? Debug setting is cheating. I like to think of it as creative use of game mechanics. Right, we want to go to imersite load. So I do have a holding point there. I'm going to put 2 in because I don't have an unload yet. Yeah, victory polling is what we used to call it. You and you. Bam. Unload. Actually, technically, you should go there. That expansion, it doesn't have a point. So I mean, when you're pushing out, you need it. Oop, sneezed. Sneeze. Yeah, I also have a holding thing here now too. It wasn't really anything exciting, so I did it separately. I decided to do it separately. Yes, it's just going to sit there out of the way until the station opens up. The site station here, which won't open up for a little while. Actually, it might open up soon. Kitty! Waking up to Factorio stream is the best. Ah. So it's too bad it's an hour earlier now, I think. It's a hold back expansion. Yeah, I guess that's a more modern meta. There are... See, because I played the game for so long without artillery, holding back expansion for me is more just laser turrets and strategic choke point walls. So like I'd push right out to choke points. And that savings? Oh yeah. Technically, I should be earlier, shouldn't I? Because you don't have daylight savings. Uh, by the corpses being landfill. There was another thing I wanted. I've forgotten what it was now. Oh, that's right, electrolyzers. Yeah, I have done rampant before. It's just not something I get into. Possibly because I remember when I did rampant, it was good at crashing the game. Oh, that's a large robot port. Singularity Lab. That. Now that I've got this stuff, I should set it up. Quantum computer. That. We're going to need them. Just dot matrix this. All the way through. That's the green and the purples. That's a rocket turret. Rocket turrets, I gave myself a refresher on what those are, and they're a lot more disappointing than what I thought they were. These are the tier 3 things. That's another rocket turret for some reason. Apparently I went really crazy on the rocket turrets. That's nothing. That's immersight beams. I think nearly everything has been done. You're able to, you can with a console command. That's certainly possible. Yes, it is now 9. I think space exploration has a planetary Armageddon to eliminate all the biters. If I remember rightly. Turn biters. It doesn't really save that much anymore. Yeah, that daylight savings today. Since when was that FFF that talked about the biter path thing? Since that one, that optimized out a lot of the issues that biters had. The plague in SE also dries, violated energy beams are more fun to eliminate biters. The problem is the late game biters are only good. I've had this conversation many times. Biters are only good for the early to mid game. Why you make rocks? Why is that even a thing? Crafting rocks. Also, where's my nuclear artillery? Should probably do that at some point. Uh, I've completely blanked out on what it was. Oh, that's right, electrolyzer. 10, 10, 10, 3. So glass, copper plate, steel beam, automation. Glass, 10, steel plate, steel plate, steel beam. Steel beam, automation or wherever it is, and copper plate. Yeah, that's the thing. I see what you mean, but it's a thing until it isn't. But I think that's really down to me just being done with biters in general. Like, I've done it all already. I've done the... How many goop was it? It was a lot. Back when the game biders... So, pre-version 15, the biders used to drop these purple alien artifacts. We usually call them alien goop. Have I done Angel Bob Rampant? Not those two together. Yeah, the binders used to drop alien artifacts, alien goop, which you'd use for the fourth tier of science, the final tier of science at the time. And yeah, that's a lot of the reason why I don't really care for binders anymore. I've done that to death. I do remember Bob's with which used to drop the different gems from the binders. It was the equivalent of the alien artifacts, and it was an attempt to be expanded. I don't actually really remember it now. Come to think of it. I did actually... Oh, I didn't set the combinator, that's why. Can't actually do things if it doesn't know what it's making. There it is. Yeah, now you can make them. This one needs the lithium sulfur battery, which is what we're trying to do now. And that was a chemical plant, wasn't it? And yeah, chemical plant and sulfuric acid. One thing from old Factorio I'd want to bring back? Hmm. Huh. Is there anything I would want to bring back? Maybe Red Desert. Old oil. I mean, technically Red Desert is in the game. It's just that it got nerfed into Brown Desert. I think it's this one here. It's just had its was just toned down into brown. It's just had the red turned off. Or is it that one? Might be that one. The much hyped Red Desert. It got turned into Brown Desert quietly. That was a shame. What else was there that we don't have anymore? I mean, it's hard to tell from this. Like, I don't miss the old boilers. I definitely don't miss that. Kind of wild the OG streams have probably killed more total biters manually. So, one of the first... You were around for when we did the 10 times SpaceX? That was where a lot of it came from. Oh, Ed. Let's move up here. Grad should be over now. Yes, they're all chugging away. Actually surprisingly slow. Surprisingly lack chlorine. Yeah, the 10 times SpaceX. So that needed... I don't remember what the numbers were, but it was something like 235,000 alien artifacts to finish the game. It took weeks of us just, you know, 8-hour shifts round the clock for non-stop for like 2 weeks to kill all the biters necessary to get all those alien artifacts. It was absurd. Yeah, 8-hour stream. It was literally just endless 8-hour streams of us just talking about, just pillow talking while we were collecting goop to feed into the labs and the SpaceX parts. And then also that game pushed um, everyone's computers to its limits at the time, which is interesting because I think I'm actually doing more than that now. Entirely possibly. Actually, no, it can't be. Yeah. It was, I think the peak of that was like copper wire or green circuits at 135,000, which is not a big number anymore. And like you could feel the game just slow right down whenever that burst went, whenever that train arrived that caused the circuits to craft. All right, lithium batteries, or lithium salt, or whatever they call it, batteries, lithium batteries, effectively. I believe the button is E, not R. One unit battery. Yeah. Now one of these should have a compatible type arrangement. There it is. I can just steal. Whatever works. Now you also needed stuff and junk. Let's go find some sulfur. Uric acid if you wanted to be pedantic. It's on the hotbar now. That's why I put it there. I don't need to keep pressing E to go find it. Then again, the pipette tool works a lot better. Chemicals in different metal pipes, what could go wrong? Yeah, iron and steel pipes being used together. That's definitely fine, isn't it? Nothing can possibly go wrong with that. Like how despite all that, it still manages to arrange it the right way around. I'm probably going to have regrets doing this. I'm sure it'll be fine. I reckon it'll be fine if I just speed up the whole belt. Just make it zip through nice and quick. Yeah, like that. Cool, now we're making batteries. Better batteries, even. Now I just need an imersite grinder. Speaking of, you picked it? Yes, you have. Picked up some imersite. Right, what can I do to make this more faster? Okay. Oh, you filled up, that's why. That's a problem. A problem that can be solved by adding a bigger storage container. Like that. And so now it's free to launch more, raining more down. Ooh, a shiny rock. In theory, I should actually export this from the nuclear base. Speaking of, how is that doing, seeing as though it doesn't actually have a supply of steel? Apparently it's still using it up. Uh-oh, why are you... Oh no, that's the recycler. Never mind. Got tritium now too. I was going to say, why is that not done a thing? Yeah, that's the that stuff feeding back. Fine. I might need that down though. To there. Do the old switcheroo on the old unload. Don't know if doing both is a good idea. It tends not to be. There's this tendency to not be a good idea to do that. At the very least, that's to help to get the optimization going. In theory, also, that some computer and Singularity Lab can actually make those. Oh, they need AI cores. Okay, never mind. That means I also, the fact that it needs that means I also need to make nitric acid, which is rare metals, ammonia, and mineral water. Again, mineral water, and that's hydrogen, not nitrogen. An imersite crystal. Yeah, I need to do the thing that I'm kind of pretending not to do. Right, I need a place to at least partially process. Should I go all out? That is the question. All out will take longer, but it'll be more fun. Because at some point I need to switch these derpy little trains into bigger trains. Oh, that's done. Excellent. Now has satellites. Sure. Satellite. And thank you. Yeah, just line them all up on a belt. That's the way. How the hell did you get... Did I eject them from there or something? Whatever. You can launch now anyway. Oh wait, you, and then you. And then we win the game. Sort of. I actually also wire that into that. So where it's space research is less than 8,000, we'll say. GG, new map. Oh, some idiot put that in the way. Yeah, I need the quantum lab for that. Which means I need to pick off all of these researchers because if I remember rightly, the quantum lab doesn't take the red and the green. If I remember rightly. Those stupid trees. Yeah, it's just going to be bottlenecked on solar panels and accumulators, which is fine by me. So yeah, nitric acid. I need to make an effort to sort that out. Rare metals, ammonia, mineral water. I remember this being the reason I'm avoiding it is I remember it being a massive pain in the ass last time. Chemical plant, chemical plant. I think I will do this proper. Do I have access to the advanced chemical plant actually? No, okay, I won't. I want the end game stuff if I want to do. If I'm gonna do, um, a final build, I'm gonna want the end game buildings to do it with. So I'm just doing it with chemical plants. Might as well just do it, as is here. Been our good old times. Yes. You're witnessing it firsthand. Ability to not get this thing done is unsurpassed. You also output a liquid. So, someone had to put these rocket control units in the way. Very annoying. Very annoying. You come on this way, Liz. I am very lucky that that didn't do more damage than what it did just then. That it was completely cosmetic. And then down to here. The sooner I get nitric acid going, the sooner I can have night vision goggles that doesn't have a horrendous green tint to it. Alright, so that's nitric acid. Then we need well, you also need mineral water actually. Which comes down here. And I'm going to shoot that through here. Right into there. Like that. So that's 2 out of 3. The dump hunter is here. Anything fluid related is pain. You tend to avoid as much as I can. I think we have a lot in common there. Because that is something I definitely try and avoid. Depressed today and tomorrow? Is that because it's Monday? And you have 4 days until a public holiday? I actually got to see what I'm doing Thursday. I'm not sure if I'm home or not. Because if I'm home, it means I might get a longer session, or maybe we'll do something else or something. I don't know. Lots of options and choices of things to do. So do that. Ammonia. Okay, let's do the ammonia. Chemical plant, hydrogen and nitrogen. That's actually really easy. Oh, yes. Time waits for no one, unfortunately. Ammonia. No, ammonia. There. Now he has ammonia. Kinda. I'll understand the sorrow. uh, last pipe missed a line. Hang on. Or did I fix it? I have a feeling I might have fixed it. Already fixed? Cool. Right, last thing I need is the atmospheric condenser for the nitrogen. Nitrogen? Yeah, nitrogen. So I'm holding the oxygen one. That's why I had to hesitate. Bam.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Hey, committed now. The voice says so. Right, so you gotta make that. Dump that. Ah, we has purple smoke. Which in turn we has nitric acid. I suppose that sound effect probably doesn't help with the whole feeling old, doesn't it? Now that I think about it. I should also point out, I did actually have to, I had to find the impossible mission tape and then load it up and capture the sound. You know, when you really felt old when someone at my job applied was younger than when you started in the job in 2008. Oh yeah. For me, it was hearing knowing of someone who was born after the year 2000 and Veldek. Sneaking in, not getting your skull drummed. Where is this actually? Oh, okay, that's the ammonia going into here. Cool. Yeah, it's when you come to somewhere. I'm trying to think of how the interaction went down. I don't remember. Was talking about something, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I was like 1 when that happened." Ooh, okay. Oh, that's not a hydrogen barrel. We want a plain old barrel. Where's a plain old barrel? There's a plain old barrel. We want to fill it with nitric acid, like so. We only want to insert, so we're going to connect to the logistics network when nitric acid barrels, if I ever find them, nitric acid is less than, we'll say 50. I think we're talking about bands in like 2002, 2003, and they were like, oh yeah, I was like one. And then I remember that I always, when it comes to music, I'll always remember one of the distinctive one was Silverchair's anthem for the year 2000. I always think of that because it was big that in '99. Kokomo was born in 2002. He's having his first child to be born this summer this year. And there's 29. He's having a child. That is young. At what is that? 21. That's people who were born after the release of the first Shrek movie. Yeah. It's basically from teenager straight into parent. Like, there's no intermediate years. That is not a good life. Oh, just deleted it. I think I got there in the end. Like, there's no... there we go. Dungeons and Dragons, actually another movie, Dungeons and Dragons 2000, was bad. 3.4 out of 10. The funny thing is, that's like better than average for the average release in the last 2 years. When they even worse than job when they call it talk. I like the customer is king, and I'm like, I had concurrent thoughts before you're even a twinkling father. Back when you're a brain dead sperm. Yeah, you know you're old when you go to a 21st and you need to go home early. And it's like, I'm tired. Ah, you work for a call center. Okay, now nitric acid is in there. What is stopping these from being made now? Oh, that's the barreler. Imersite crystal. You just need imersite crystals and night vision 1. Okay, so the thing I've been trying to avoid, thing I've been avoiding, I need to actually do somewhere somehow. Might do it over here. Let's steal that one. Pop it about there. You can be Imersite unload. Well, the raw Imersite unload. feel like that's the wrong way round. Yeah, it's like a lot of the low level, or a lot of the introductory, the entry level factory work is very much the domain of the 16 plus, 18 plus. Does make you think. All right, switch that to that side. Go train. Uh, less than 4. Yeah, oh, yeah, that signal won't work. Has to be side lumps. So now to signal the train will come. I'm trying to continue on with that thought that I had. Because there's a lot of factories and other places I've seen where you always see the older guys. But they tend to do more um, background work rather than the actual hands-on stuff. Not exclusively, but tend to see it that way. You find, I guess, more management, organizational roles. Is a train coming? No, because I did not give it a condition to actually stop. That makes sense. Okay. I might not get myself enough room to expand out that away. Just in case, because... So I need crushes to turn it into powder. And then I need to chemical plant the powder back into crystals. Means... Some of them, but not specifically... Ah, yeah, we just use them. There. Can't flip it, but I can rotate. Like that, we'll say. Something like that there. Some in the 60s that can't really work in the production anymore, but doing other stuff. I think the machinists on average are older. Ah, that's the one I was trying to think of. Machinists, they tend to be quite a lot older. Um, I actually can't really think of seeing any young machinists. I don't think I've known a machinist that's under 40 over the years. Experience makes a difference. Oh, that's good. I was going to say too, with the call center, particularly older people tend to get pushed out. That at least makes you valuable. Oh, they can be filtered. Good to know. I'm used to loaders that can't be filtered. I didn't really think of it. Okay. Ba-da-ba-da. Like you ain't doing machining in your factory, it's pretty much all 100 automated. That's true. A lot of that sort of machining is very repetitive. You don't do varied that sort of production line. You don't do much varied stuff. Sort of machining that machinists that I know of would do a lot of ad hoc jobs, ad hoc work. Like they would never be working on the same thing more than for a very short. Like it would be all one-offs. They wouldn't mass produce things. So they would spend a lot more time figuring out how to like set up the machine and all that sort of thing. Um, jigging, how to actually make something manufacturable. Prototyping. Trying to think of. They don't have a job. Please come here, Factorio until ChatGPT. That is a serious thing. That is a thing. In the next probably 2 years, it's going to change very quickly. MSI, insights. Ooh. Fluids in. As far as I'm aware, companies like insurance companies are already very big on AI automated calls, processes, and that sort of thing, or processing claims. They don't want you to use the call center, to use their automated processes. There's another one as well. I forget which one it was. I want to say like real estate agents, but I don't think it was that. Just is something that was oddly specific. Actually, okay, just scales. Okay, so we want that to come through there. Slip it through any old how, like that. It's going to be the sand supply. I hope, like, yeah, it's the way of the world now, sadly. Very much with it. The industrialized call center is very much with us forever, I think. It's fairly certain I had automated those, but apparently not. I imagine at some point this is going to run out of steam too. fairly soon. The annoying part is I'm going to go through and add all these recipes, and I'm going to have to do it all again on the next version that I have lined up. Oh, that's the matter crap. There's the immersite crap. Actually, by law, yeah, the companies hate doing that. Insert a part. Superior long, superior fast. I mean, I could probably eliminate that one. Oh, it's really annoying that that one's missing. It's a pain in the ass. This is why I don't. This is the one thing I don't like about this design. Is if something's missing, it's really difficult to put it back in. I can technically grab that, but it's not actually plugged in at the minute. Green wire needs to plug into that. That needs to fly down to there. That needs to bounce back up to there. Westpac. Hey, Grumpy. So I guess Westpac in New Zealand isn't much better than Westpac here. You schling up to there. You go to there. You go up to there. And we shut it down. Add le crusher. Crushinator. That's something I haven't heard in a while. Oh, there's something. So there are people now who were born after Futurama was cancelled, and they'll soon be old enough to vote. Actually, when was Futurama cancelled the first time? It was early 2000s, wasn't it, or was it late 2000s? Because it was cancelled and then it came back with like the tentacle four-parter and such. Copper cable, 10 iron beam. That's a lot of crap. Wait, was that like Roboports in it? That's not right. That's not right at all. Why did that happen? Again, this is why I don't like doing it this way. I like reinserting these things. First time in 2000. There you go. What's 2003? Why do you need Roboports? Oh, because you're an advanced Roboport, that's why. That makes sense. 20 gear wheels and 2 automation cores. I mean, having said all that, controversial opinion, Futurama was mediocre at best. I know, shocking, but it's kind of true, unfortunately. The show always fell flat on the final act. Once the thing that held the show together was usually the opener, whatever was happening in the opening, because it didn't relate to the main plot line, and then it was usually specific scenes strung along the way after that, and then by the final act of it, pretty much every episode fell to pieces. Adults alive today have zero idea what dial-up is. That's why I keep the dream alive by calling ADSL 21st century dial-up. But yes, there is a fair majority of people who do not know what the pain and misery was of dial-up was. I suppose even early high speed, like as I say, early ADSL days, early cable days, where 1 minute you would have 500 kilobits down, and then next minute you would have 5 kilobits down for 9 hours straight. I'm convinced that productiving these at this stage of the game is really worth the effort. It's kind of a valuable material, but it's also kind of not yet a valuable material. I suppose I could beacon it. Something different. It's a bit special. I mean, most of it was centered around. Most of the problems were centered around the minimum quality standard for all regions. That was what kind of killed it back in the day. So everyone had to get the same. So the mandate was that everyone had to have the same quality of service regardless of where they were in the country. And so what that meant was that when you're out in the middle of literally nowhere using copper wires that were installed in the 1890s, they're going to get a certain maximum speed, and so the rest of the country is going to be pulled down to those speeds to match it. And so, as a result, ADSL was capped at 1.5 megabits download for a way longer than it reasonably should have been. Just because the crappier, well, it's not even a surprising number of country areas are actually really good, but those really long distance runs, 5+ Ks, whatever it was, that of just nothingness, and then pair gains on all those stupid farmsteads. So yeah, everyone else had to have the slower speed as a result. And mercifully, when ADSL 2 came along, it was quietly dropped. Also from pressure to stop doing it. Yeah, I did space them one apart. Pretty significant lack of investment in infrastructure. Yes. What's his name? It was the dude before. It was actually the dude before Sol Trujillo. Sol was the one who Americanized Telstra, turned basically into like Comcast and or Verizon. I forget which one he actually came from. And then the dude before it completely neglected the consumer side. It was all about the wholesale. That one's nitric acid. This one's sulfuric acid. This one's sulfuric acid. I mean, passing it through this probably isn't the best idea, but I don't have any better ideas, so I'm just going to pass it through. And hopefully I got that right. I did. Excellent. Initial NBN. Oh, the regions they chose were bizarre. They really were. Damn it. There was this whole... There was a road near the parents' place that had a Phase A rollout. It was so strange. It was like the middle of nowhere. There was nothing there. I was like, why are they putting all these cables in here? So strange. And then some of the... Oh, I don't even remember them all now. Kind of wish I saved the original map. There were some bizarre locations. Very glad the fiber in NZ went relatively fast. And didn't get sabotaged for political gains. That was actually another funny story about the NBN rollout here was when the rollout started, you know, it was all going to be fiber everything, and then for political gain, it was deemed that it was too expensive to do it as it was planned. Because it was like, oh, we don't need those kind of speeds for the last mile. Why would anyone need these kinds of speeds for looking up Facebooks and such? They were the kind of arguments that were circulating around at the time. You know, you're looking at Facebook and whatever else, I don't even remember, Tumblr or something. Maybe YouTube or something. It's like, no one needs the kind of speeds that they were talking about. They're talking about 100 megabit plus at the time, you know, because fiber. What was it? 2 years later? When Netflix started and the entire Optus network died for 2 weeks to a month, depending on where you were. That was a little embarrassing. Neil. Wow, I haven't done one of these in a while. That's what I want. Go up, down and up, down and up. So... I remember that because a friend of mine had Optus and he had basically no internet for like 2 weeks. Sure. I think that's actually all of the low tier tech now. Input priority and input priority, please. That should use up that entire line, hopefully. Nope, not really. Okay, yeah, it is using it up. Cool, so now we have imersite crystals. That means is I can take that out. I'm down to here. Down to here, down to here. You. And other thing, there it is. Yay! Night vision. Now it has pink night vision. Oh yeah, I have one of these now too. Oh dear. Now you have work from home, you have 2 ISPs, you don't trust any of them to not leave you in the dust for 2 weeks at a time. That is a reasonable plan. Interact with Optus in your job. Company you work for runs their business SMS services. That's a pretty significant side of Optus, I would imagine. Yeah, they're no fueling. Saw that. Yeah, it's cooling down now. Yeah, I need to get steel delivered over there. Right, so that means should be making AI cores now. Lots of memes in their internal Slack when they got hacked, as they'd been running on security for months leading up to it. That would have been a little embarrassing. Yeah. The trickle of immocite crystals. Oh, that's right, those things. I still can't believe that the hack was literally just type in the the address with the customer ID, and it would just spit it out. Yeah, ridiculous. Blame it in turn. I don't know who they blamed actually. Yeah, just no authentication or anything. Just play good old fashioned built by a third party. Yeah, lowest bidder would assume. Okay, yeah, this is what I remember of Imbecile, is it was really slow. Oh yeah, last pass one was very... That one very targeted? Yeah, that was they attacked the dude's home, Plex server. Which is pretty wild. It's the fact that they managed to sniff out the information to even know that they had Plex. It's pretty wild. And a PR they were doing. They went into overdrive. You can tell Darth Lighty isn't here, because he was affected by that. He'd be piping up. He hadn't been a customer for like 5 years, and he had his data breached. What they were doing, holding on to his customer information despite not using them for 5 years, is raises a lot of questions. Well, the last pass one was a very complicated attack. The Optus one was just embarrassing, that was. Uh-oh. Uh... Ah. I pour underneath these. Okay, that should fix that. Yep, that's better. Got some productivity and a bit of a speed boost to help it along. We're working with 157 a minute. We're really breaking speed records here. Yeah, last pass this round, they just had a very targeted attack. Ooh. I just need the quantum computer. I've really not been paying attention to the ad breaks. Well, they're crafting at least. They'll be crafting very slowly, but they're crafting. Other research done. Out the way. That's still got to be done. You and... Oh, you need a Matatech card, never mind. I was like, I can do that. No, I can't. Now, wanted to get rid of that. Actually, I don't want to eliminate it completely. What I want to do is, if I can find it again, I can't find it. There it is. Set it to 0. So it's there. It exists, but it's not going to craft it. Zero trust model. Yeah. One that's serious, a company that's serious about security, would be like, can't trust, like, hyper what, I'm trying to think of an equivalence. I can't even think of one. Be like US defense style levels of security. Can't have any, cookies holding on to password or anything like that. At the very least. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's just busy work at this point. Probably because I know that I need to... the few things I need to do, I just don't want to do them. 20 AI cores. Oh, you need advanced labs as well. It's actually getting them, is it? I put requests in for those. Quantum and Singularity. Then I can have my longer artillery range. Although technically what I really want is the Meta card and the advanced tech card, not automation, advanced. Which is all that crap. But I could have the better furnace and all that. Pass keys might help. Sort of getting to that point. I don't remember where they were. Fixing one security issue. A team owns reporting Urge reporting and the tool. We embed the tool via iframe to the customer portal, which is managed by another team. Imagine my horror when I found out that someone originally implemented user authentication by just passing user ID in the query parameter. Oh. You know the user ID of the admin in the system, you gain access. Nobody will use dev mode. Yeah, nobody will use any of the dev tools in Chrome or any browser for that matter. I think it might be time to end by that yawn. Yeah, Singularity Lab isn't actually being crafted. Quantum computer's just waiting for the cores. PHP extract dollar request. I mean, anything involving PHP is generally a bad idea. Oh no, there's quantum computer. No, not quantum computer. Redrill? Under assembler? Is it? Singularity Lab. Last year, the state of Missouri, Governor of Missouri insisted that a journalist was hacked a government website by pressing F12. Yeah, it's sad that that's still a thing. All request patterns into a variable name to override set values in the session. Oh, you could do some damage with that. So it's effectively an unsanitized input. If I was to relate it to databasing. Make me that, please. Then I can finish at least saying that I have one. Oh, they could be productivity'd. Interesting. Oh yeah, that makes sense because they're they're an intermediate. I kept thinking these are final products like modules, but no, they're an intermediate. So yeah, they can be productivity'd. They're in here. Somewhere there. AI cores. Yeah, they can be productivity. These can't. They're a final product. This for full DB admins with zero authentication using crafty request if you wanted to relate it to the database. It's funny to mention that. I've inadvertently, because of the work I've been doing, is the data processing that I've been talking about lately is starting to get into databasing territory. So as a result, started learning about databasing. Oh, what was the video I watched Saturday? It was the orders of normalization. Just reminded me of it. Ah, some computer. Quantum lab, I mean. Quantum lab? Singularity lab. So yeah, see it only takes the end game ones, the purple and yellow and higher back into second yellow. So you need this lab to do, so I need these labs to finish this research so I can use that lab. Before I can use that lab. was actually interesting that like the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth orders of normalization. It sounds really complicated, but they're really common sense things. So to explain why rm-rf $var is bad practice for your devs, usually after they take out a user. Why are they doing rmrf with a variable in? Why are they? I probably shouldn't think about that one. I mean, at that point, you might as well just fork bomb. Yeah. I think that'll do for today, otherwise. I mean, got a few things done. I don't know if I'll be able to progress it. Well, we'll see how we do. I think I need to start planning out the final base. So I want the main rail line here, or possibly slightly above it. Don't know yet. And maybe start headaching out some combinations. Normalization can be a bit of a... Yeah, it can be. But using AWS DynamoDB single table design, it's a real mind bender throwing away data into a Oh, yeah. Doing higher order normalization, third order normalization is really difficult with a single table. It's actually something that I still can't come to terms with, is having multiple tables and then relating the data back. Like, if I had two different sets of data, and the primary key, do both tables hold the same primary key? That sort of thing is what I've been trying to wrap my head around. So, like, if you have a time and then a piece of data associated with it, and then you have another table which has another time, the same time, and then another piece of data, another combination of piece of data, do you like union those two tables to find the intersection of those two primary keys of each table? That's something that I don't fully understand. I've been trying to make sense of it. Yet a user who was annoyed with his giant data delete was taking too long, hundreds of thousands of small files, so he parallelized delete across the machines, all going to the same NFS filter. Instead of rows, you have collections under the same primary key. Ah. Then we start working with a lot of data and not specific to specific application, but provide data warehousing. There's usually star or snowflake schema. I also don't understand schemas very well. I've never been able to make sense of that. It's one of those things I think I need to do like an actual SQL course on. Tinkering with capturing of changes in time, then start loading Data Vault. Data Vault? I mean, having said that, I still need to, like, the first step to databasing is Docker, isn't it? Because Veldek actually told me if I want to do Postgres, I need Docker. Anyway, I was trying to end, so I'm going to push the end button.